Got it. All right. Big shout out to my my peeps here, Faye Mark, my own girl. Shout out to you, Prof. Chexi, Ibiduni, shout out to you. These are the people that I know. Taiwo Lasisi, Kenny Lasisi's brother, I do believe. And then Okwemikwa, myself and Okwemikwa have been, we've been sort of like chatting since yesterday, gave her like a lot of trouble, trying to reach me. I do apologize. And to our host, Odunayo, big shout out to you as well, and everybody in the session. I will need you to allow me to share my screen in a minute, if you can do that. And hopefully by the end of this session, I'll have more friends that I had coming in. All right, thank you. Now I can share my screen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that big time. All things being equal, which they rarely are, or scratch that, which they never are. You should be seeing my screen, and you should be seeing a slide, just a plain slide, black and white, with the title Project Management, Business Analysis, Product Management, Agile, Scrum, and whatnot. If that's what you're seeing, we're good. So I know few people here. I know few people, maybe 5, maybe 6 people. I understand them. Myself and Faye have been friends for over 3 years, like really good people. I know a few people, Ibido and co. But a lot of people I don't know. So what I want to do very quickly is to do a quick psychographic profiling of this audience, because I understand fundamentally that one of the elements of human productivity is relationship. But underneath that, there's diagnostics, and what diagnostics are not statistically significant. So for me to do some sort of profiling of the people that we have in the audience, I will be dishing out some instructions. And I want you to I want you to please follow the instructions. So if you have a pen and a paper, even if you're not going to use it again for the rest of this presentation or session, this is the time that you're going to use it. So please grab a pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to be dishing out some instructions. So when you have a pen and a piece of paper, please write from 1 to 9, 1 through to 9 on that piece of paper very quickly. Let's say this will take us like 15 seconds. 15 seconds to write 1 to 9. Again, I want to understand the composition and the configuration of this audience, just so that I can know how to fill out, the chart and the presentation to suit, the profiles. If you're done writing it, say in the chat, done. Oh yeah, I got you. You heard business analysis. Yeah, I know a thing or two about business analysis as well. All right, cool. So Prof is done, Elizabeth is done, Yemis is done, Amaju is done. Okay, cool stuff. So I'm going to safely assume that a lot of us are done. Cool stuff. So the next set of instructions, or the next instruction, will be for you to add the numbers that you've written down. This is probably going to take some time, so I'll give you like 30 seconds. Add those numbers. I'm not trying to test how good you are in mathematics, okay? So take a chill pill. All right, okay, so 30 seconds. Just add those numbers without using any device. All right, so good. All things being equal, you should get 45. All things being equal, you should get, if you did not get 45, please don't say anything. Just check it again, and I'm not talking to you, Prof. And I'm not talking to you. Add all the numbers that you've written together. You should get 45, okay? If you do not get 45, don't say anything, just check it again. So that's what you should get. Okay, so you see it probably very soon. So let's quickly get on with this one. All right, okay. So these 2 instructions help me, or will help me, to understand the profile of the people that we have in this audience. So there are 3 potential categories of people that we will have here. If you arrived at 45, by adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. If that's how you arrived at 45, can you please put in the chat 1? And I want to tell you who you are. Just put 1. Okay, we got you. Okay, great. Great. Okay, nice. Okay, if you're doing Victor, Elizabeth. Okay, nice. So these people, I mind you, nice. These people are process-driven, step-by-step individuals. These guys will follow processes to the latter. These guys will not jump any process. They are process-oriented. They like to take things one step at a time. These guys are methodical, if you don't know. These guys like organization. Ibidine, Victor, Elizabeth, and Maggie, that's who you are in terms of profiling. There are other people here who arrived at 45 by looking at the combination of numbers that will give them 10. They only think in tens. 1 plus 9, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, 4 plus 6. That's how they think. If you're there, please say 2. They're looking at patterns. They're looking at trends in situations. Yemisi, great. Sally, Ola, nice. These guys are the big picture kind of people. These guys will start from the beginning, start looking at the middle and the end, and start looking for relationship and patterns. These guys may not really thrive in a process-driven environment. These guys are more entrepreneurial. And then there is a category of people, the third one, who probably think in 5s. They're like mid-rangers. They're just looking at 5s. They think more in 5s. They're looking at the combination of numbers that can give them 5, because that's how they can really think. They're looking at 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 3 is 5, 6 plus 9 is 15, 7 plus 8 is 15, then the middle is 5. If you're here, say 3 in the chat. Let's see. Okay, not a lot of people, which is good, or maybe nobody at all. These guys are people that you will work with in one organization. They will follow processes. And they get to another organization that's more big picture, and you see them making that drastic switch. These guys are people that we say can easily adapt or easily adjust to changing environment and changing culture and changing situations. These are the people, I'm just joking about this one, right? But thankfully nobody. These are the people that, you know, in Lagos or in Nigeria, they're like, you know, prim, proper, and then they get here and then the next thing, like they have dreads. And you're like, damn. So, you know, like, man, it's good to have tattoo, man. And then the palm, they have the tattoo. Now, what does that mean? This helps us as either trainers or as coaches or maybe even as pastors to understand the personality, the profile of people, and to be able to tailor whatever message or whatever, you know, interaction or engagement that we want to have with these people to a way that will meet whatever need they have based on their personality. So now that I know that we have like the process-driven people and the big picture people here, I will be cognizant of that all through the session. So who am I? Who am I? Very, very quickly. My name is Bola, Adesope, and here I can tell you my name the way it is, like not Bola Adesope or Adesope. It's Bola Adesope. I'm speaker, consultant, trainer, coach, college professor, So I've worked in a couple of organizations, currently work with Deloitte, work in Accenture, did an engagement with Citibank, Bell. But whatever it is that I'm saying today, whatever I'm going to be saying has no bearing, has no representation or relationship with this organization. This is just me, an individual. So please note that. I work across business analysis, project management, change management, with experience in North America, Europe, and Africa. Don't be a stranger. Let's connect on LinkedIn and a couple of other places. I said that I do not want this to be a speaking engagement. I do not want this to be, I come with a topic and I'm just chatting with you. So I have this tool that I will send to you, or if you can, if you can, it'll be good if you can just, I'm going to just post this for a bit, just so that I can copy the slide link and send to you. Or if you can, if you can use your phone to grab the QR code. It's a simple tool that I use. It has 3 columns. The first column you will see is to discuss. So any question that you have, please put it in. You know what? Let me share this in a minute. Any question that you have, please put it in the to discuss section. So I'm just going to put this in the chat for us to be able to get into. That's where we're going to come back to. All right, great. So the link I put in the chat, and this is what you will have. Let me just share this. This is what you're going to see when you get to that link. You see something like this. Right. This column is where you will need to put your question, any question at all: business analysis, project management, change management, agile, Scrum, Pro management. Just click the plus button, and then you can type your question. Type your question. I don't know how to type. Type your question, and then just save it. Just save it. If you get into this app and you see a question, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. If you get in here and you see a question that you like and it's already been asked, don't type it again. Just use the like button. Just click on like to say that, oh, I like this topic and I want us to discuss it. All right, good. So the tool is called Easy Retro. I've used it extensively. It's very simple and it's, good. So let's get back to the presentation. Please continue to put in the questions while we continue. Where's my bag? Just give me a minute and I'll bring it up. All right, good. So you should be seeing my presentation now. Can you? All right, okay. So why should we even be talking about business analysis? Why should we be talking about project management, change management, agile, and Scrum? Well, let's take it back to a simple business model that every organization runs. Whether you are a social enterprise or a commercial enterprise, this is the model that you find in every establishment. There is a business. Maybe I should start by asking you, why do you think that organizations or businesses are formed? If you will use the chat, I will appreciate it. Why do businesses exist? Why? Just use the chat. Why do organizations, why are organizations formed? Now just type your answer in the chat. I will take a look at it. We do this for 30 seconds, and after that, I will go. Okay, all right. So I like what you've just said, Katrina, to provide a product or service. Okay, I like to be doing to solve to meet exactly. Absolutely, absolutely. So I like the way and the sequence that you've arranged it. So to meet needs and then make money, to solve problems and make profit. Oftentimes, I find a lot of people reverse the sequence. They think that organizations or businesses are formed to make profit. Well, that's secondary. The first reason why companies exist or organizations exist is because there is a market, there is a space, there are people, and those people have a problem. Those people have a need. There is a gap in that market. And then for every need that exists, there should be a solution. And when a need that I have is addressed, I will be willing to offer something in exchange. So there's a market, and there are people within the market. There's a space, and there are people within the space, and there's an issue within that space, and these people have money. Now, every business will try and understand the gap in the market, to try and understand the needs of the market or the customers. And then they will come up with a product or a service that can address that need. Now, a service is usually just an idea. A product is just, an idea. For that product to come to life, they need to put in place some internal capabilities. Like IT, like sales, like HR, like finance. And they will use those internal capabilities to deliver a product or a service to the customers, to the markets, to the space. And hopefully that product will address the need that exists. Just as we said, businesses exist to meet needs, to solve problems. And when the problem of an individual is solved, they will be willing to, give something in exchange. Most of the time is money. And that's what determines whether the organization makes profit or not. Now, this organization, this business, this company has identified the need, has done, all that they need to do. I've come up with a product idea, have set up an internal capability to be able to deliver it, and they're delivering the product and the service, and that product or service is meeting the customer's need and satisfying them, and the customer is giving them money, and then they're making profit. This is an ideal model, but we all know that there is no ideal model, because down the road, just down the road, we have other people, other businesses who are targeting the same set of customers that we are servicing. And these guys will constantly and continuously be doing things that will attract the customers that we're serving. And what that means is our organization needs to constantly evolve, need to constantly look for ways to better deliver our product or our services. And that will inject another level to this mix. So what you will find is a lot of organizations will set up another set of capabilities that will be involved in coming up with new ways of meeting the needs of the customers, either through strategy, innovation, or whatever it is, ideas and X, Y, and Z, just so that we continue to get the attention, we continue to retain the attention of these customers, just so that we continue to get ahead of those guys down the road, the competitors. But we know the strategy, innovation, idea, they're really nothing without execution. So what do we really use to bring those innovations to life? What do we really need to execute those strategies? We need a couple of things within the project, program, and portfolio management. And that's the reason why a lot of organizations have been spending millions of dollars in institutionalizing project management function, business analysis function, change management function, product development function. And this is where we're going to spend most of our time. This is where we have all of those opportunities. I had a chance to be involved with a bank, one of the banks here, and they have like two models in the bank. They have a model that is used to run the bank, just keep the bank running. And then they have another model that is used to change the bank. The change the bank guys are the guys who are constantly looking for new ways, innovative ways of better delivering values to the customers, or better improving internal processes and internal capabilities within the organization. And that's where you have project management. That's where you have strategy. That's where you have innovation. That's where you have business analysis. That's where you have new product development. So we're going to pick from this left-hand side, we're going to pick few functions that play actively. Few functions. These are the functions that help organizations to evolve. These are the functions that help organizations to stay ahead of the game. These are the functions that help organizations to either disrupt or cope with disruption, market disruption. The first of it is project management, right? We will always do projects. We'll always do new things in the organization. Project management is the vehicle that we use to bring ideas, to bring innovations, to bring strategies to life. I'm not talking about, methods right now. I'm just talking generically project management. In fact, not just product management, but best practice project management. I tell you, it's like I share with you some stories. About 2 decades ago, in the 90s, the UK government and the French government came together and they initiated a project. And they called the project the Channel Tunnel Project. It was supposed to create a tunnel that would lead from somewhere in Kent in England to Paris in France. Now, at the beginning of the project, they estimated that the project was going to be completed within 5 years, 5-6 years, I can't remember. And then maybe like 3 million British pounds, something like that. But it took them like 7 to 7.5 years to complete the project. And then they spent about 4.5 million British pounds. Then last decade, in 2011, 2012, the same UK government did the London 2012 Olympics project. The game started sometime in July. But as of January 2012, there was a report that was sent out from the organizing committee. As of January, they had completed like 95% of the project. And that made cost savings of over 20%, 25%. Now, trust analysts, a lot of analysis went into what had happened, between when the UK government and the French government did the Channel Tunnel project, and then in 2011, 2012, the Olympics project. And a lot of them said, a lot of the result that, the analysts shared was because they adopted best practice project management. Literally, using best practice project management will help countries, organizations, businesses to achieve great results. There's this interesting research that was conducted in 2018, I want to say, 2017, 2018, I can't really remember, but it was before pandemic, by McKinsey & Company. So McKinsey & Company, a year or two before 2018, had gone to meet about 50 organizations, 50 companies, and they asked them 3 things. They asked them if they had a strategic objective that they're working on in the next 1-2 years. All of them said yes. Of course, every organization will have a goal, we have an objective, we have a strategy. Like, this is what we want to achieve in the next 1-2 years. Then they also asked them, do you think that achieving those strategic objectives will drive customer satisfaction. They said yes, 98% yes. And they also help you, your business to perform very well. Again, all of them said yes. 2 years after, the same set of people from McKinsey & Company went to those organizations and asked them, so 2 years ago, you set out to achieve a particular set of objectives. Now, at the end of that period, how are you doing? Of course, like, I can't remember the number now, but more than half of them said that they achieved the strategic objective. Less than half said they had not achieved the strategic objective. And then McKinsey's consultants wanted to double click on that. So they asked one question across all of those companies, like, do you have a project management function in your organization, like a standard project management function, whether as a PMO or PM Center of Excellence, whatever it is? Now, more than 80% of the organization that had achieved their strategic objectives said they had a project management function, a standard project management function in the organization. More than 70% of the people of the organization who had not achieved their objective said they did not have a project management function. And the deduction that McKinsey made was project management is instrumental to achieving corporate strategy and in customer satisfaction. In fact, they said that it's at the core of corporate strategy and customer satisfaction. That's how to show the value, the importance of project management in organization. Effective project management, that is. Another function that plays in that space, in that strategy, in that innovation, in that company evolution is business analysis. And I'm going to be very direct here. So I got this from IIBA's website. So for those who play around business analysis, IIBA is like the leading organization or institution for business analysis. So they define business analysis, and you're going to see how interesting this is. They define business analysis as the practice of enabling change. Change is doing things differently, doing new things, doing things better. That's what change is. How can we better serve our customers? We need to change our processes. We need to change the way we engage with them. When we're done with change, with projects, we introduce change to the organization. Remember the bank that I was talking to you about? Change the bank. So business analysis, they say, is the practice of making that change happen within an organization now context. And how do they do that? By defining, by understanding the needs that the organization has, or that their customers have, or that their stakeholders have. And then recommending solutions that will deliver value to those stakeholders, to those customers. Now, what we find is people that play in business analysis, or people that actually work in business analysis, work throughout the evolution of the organization. They work before projects. These are the people that will help us to understand the problems and define the problem statements. These are the people that will help us to identify several options or recommendations that we can implement to be able to solve the problem that we're currently facing, or even to explore the opportunities that we have in the market. They play around strategy, business analysts, before projects. They help in ensuring that we select the right projects. These guys also play within execution of projects. This is where a lot of people see business analysis. They help in ensuring we understand the scope of the project and, quantify requirements, analyze requirements, and all of this. And then Post-project, when we're done with the project, the business analysis function will also help to track benefits that we're getting from the investment that we just put in the project, or how can we even better get value from the investment. Again, all of this play in the other side of the organizational model. They change the bank, the innovation, the strategy, the implementation side. And then, we talk about product management. I honestly don't think that, I need to say anything about product management. We all know product management. We are in the age of product right now. We're in the age of product. Product is the lifeline of organization. Product is how we address needs. And when I say product, I don't mean just physical thing. It can be product, it can be service. Product is what we deliver. A lot of organizations are moving to a more product-centric model. The reason why you vibe with an organization is because they deliver something that meets your need. That's product management. And then, we talk about the next one, Agile and Scrum. Again, this is really nothing, right? But just a method, an approach, just a way of delivering work, just a way of organizing ourselves, just a way of engaging with the market, just a way of engaging with the user, just a way of engaging with our stakeholders, just a way of engaging with our team members. They're really nothing. Again, you probably have seen that a lot of organizations are moving towards, an agile way of working. My friend is here, she's a Scrum Master with a backend. You see a lot of Scrum Master opportunity or agile coach opportunity. You see a lot of organizations saying, oh, we're making that agile transformation X, Y, and Z. You're just looking for a different way that organizations will arrange themselves and coordinate themselves. So that's, what I wanted to share about those roles: project management, business analysis, product management, agile, and Scrum. The next 15 minutes, I do believe, I want to dedicate to meeting your need, answering those questions that you have. Hopefully, we've put some questions down. So I will flip to Easy Retro, a very good tool that I like. And then we can take it from there. All right. Okay. Good stuff. So let's see. We have a few questions here. This was the one that I put in. I'm going to just delete this part because it was like a test. So we have one question that everybody likes. Sorry, not like everybody likes. So this one says, most job applications for Scrum are always asking for 3 to 5 years experience. How can one deal with this and when you are new to Scrum? So I'm going to move this to discussing. So I'll pause. I will stop sharing because I want us to see. A lot of organizations that are asking for 3 years or 5 years of experience in Scrum or Agile don't actually need those 3 to 5 years of experience. How do you start gathering those experience? Very tricky question. But this is what I will say to you. The first thing is to first understand the fact that absolutely, I didn't want to mention this, but there's a message that just got into the chat right now. Right. There are organizations that ask for 0 to 1 year of experience in Scrum, to be able to. So I think first is look for, look for those roles that are not asking you for, 3 to 5 years, like the one that just got into the chat right now. Go for those, number one. Number two, if you are net new to Scrum or net new to Agile, and you've gone through like training, you understand the concept, you understand the practices, you get the mindset, the skills, and all of those things. Even if you are not really working as a Scrum Master, or if you're not working as in Scrum right now, there are ways that you can start practicing, there are ways that you can start, injecting some of those practices, even in whatever it is that you're doing. The easiest way that I explain this is, if you've done Kanban, for example, one of the practices of Kanban is visualization. You know what I mean? If you've done Scrum, you will know that Scrum is all about incremental delivery. We are running sprints and all of those things. Sprint is nothing different than at the beginning of every week. Let's say we are running a 1 week cadence. At the beginning of every week, we agree like, okay, what do you want to achieve, this week? And then we set that goal, and then we look at all of the work that we need to do, and then we're doing it every day. We're just gathering together to say, hey, how's it going? What have you done today? What are you going to be doing next? X, Y, Z. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the week, we come back and say, all right, so at the beginning of the week, we said we wanted to do this, what have we done? How have we gone? Are we good? X, Y, Z. Then next week, we start the same thing. That's like you running supreme. Let me tell you my story. So, I used to work in like customer service in Nigeria. I used to work with an entertainment company who wants to be a millennial project fame X, Y, and Z. And I was like, customer service, but I wanted to get into project management. So I did a PMP certification, and the PMP certification helped me to understand, some of the practices that, or some of the concepts in project management. So in the organization that I was working, very unstructured organization, I mean, it's entertainment, right? They will say, hey, let's try and change, let's try and change the cables and all the systems in the organization. They will just say, okay, hey guys, just change the cable. I will take that as a project without anyone asking me, I will just create like the project charter for that. I'll send it to someone to review. I won't send it to the management of the organization. I will create like the risk register. I will do all of those things. So after about 2 months, I went to an interview with a local consulting company. I was like, okay, so can you run me through how you create a project charter? I mean, I had not really done it in an official manner, but I could use some of those experiences that I had, and just use that. I think you want to start with trying to imbibe the concept even in your day-to-day. If you work in an organization or with a team that is interested in, having just a Kanban board, for example, or having like, well, why not us? Let's, every morning just for 15 minutes, let's have like, what they call like daily stand-up, if you will, that kind of stuff. So that's one. Secondly, I will say, even if you don't have that experience, apply for it. The worst is they won't call you. But I know that starting out in Scrum, I had applied for, opportunities that required like 3, 4, 5 years, and I didn't have like 3, 4, 5 years, and I still got called for interview. Right. So I will say, not all the jobs require 3 to 5 years experience. Look for the ones that don't. If you like the ones that do, still put in. But if you get called for interview, you want to try and speak to the fact that you know this thing. Right. That's sort of like, the way I will respond to that. Again, I don't know who said this question, but I hope that, my response has probably helped you a little to, if it has, you can just say good, and then we'll move on to the next one. If it has not, don't say anything. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, are we good to go on this one? All right, so I'll move this to discussed. Sorry. I'll move this to discuss. Then we have another one that says, so this one, could you provide guidance for career transition from engineering discipline to project management for a PMP certified individual new to Canada? Oh, this is pretty straightforward. You have engineering background or engineering, experience. You have PMP, that's good. And you want to make that transition to project management. I think the fact that you have the PMP, I'm not saying that's the only thing that you know. I think the fact that you have a PMP is really good. I think that if you've been in engineering, you would have done a lot of projects that may not necessarily have been called projects, or that you may not have used the structured approach to project management. Right. Now that you have PMP certification, now that you know the process is, what you want to start doing is start looking at how you would have done some of the engagements on some of the projects if you had like PMP or if you knew the right thing. That's number one. If you're working right now, even if you're not working in the capacity of a project manager, I think to help you to build that capability with your PMP, you want to start taking every work that you do, every assignment that you do as a project. That's two. I know that there are organizations, hopefully you're in Ontario, I know there are organizations that provide internship, paid internship. I don't know if you've heard of Career Edge. Career Edge is one of those organizations that help you to, you're internationally trained, you're internationally, qualified and all of those things. They help you to get like, not so much of entry roles, right? But sort of like internship in project management, business analysis. You won't be paid the exact amount, but you get like a PM kind of like role with one of the banks or one of the organizations. And from there, you've broken into that space. Another recommendation, again, I don't know how great this has been lately, is volunteering. There are some not-for-profit organizations that are looking for, people who don't mind, working with them on some initiatives, maybe pro bono, maybe like, for stipends. Again, when you get those, it gives you the opportunity to understand the local operating environment. It gives you the opportunity to get like project management, experience, and then you can decide what you want to do after that period. There are also some organizations that help you like, access employment and all of those. And I think you should connect to those organizations as well. Is this good? Can we move this to Dawn? All right. So I have this interesting one. So it says, I'm a newcomer in Canada and I have a background in banking. I'm looking at transitioning to business analysis and news embedded. So what are your thoughts about transitioning from banking to business analysis? So, at the risk of marketing, I do like trainings, business analysis and all of those things. And I've seen more people make that transition to business analysis from banking than any other role. I've seen more bankers move to business analysis, move to project management, move to, agile and Scrum than any other role, honestly. And because business analysis is so open-ended that there are some practices, there are some concepts, there are some functions that you will find yourself performing while you're doing your banking job, while you're doing like engineering that you will need and that you will still perform when you move to business analysis. There's so many skills that you've developed, there's so many capabilities that we've developed, while doing banking that you can easily transfer to, business analysis. So my thoughts, easy, possible. Secondly, will you say the field is oversaturated? I will not say that it's oversaturated. I will say that it's attracting a lot of people. I will say that a lot of people are exploring, the business analysis space, but I don't think it's oversaturated. Maybe not yet. There will always be need for business analysis. If it's still a viable career path, how do you advise I break in and build a career as a BA? 3 things, maybe 4. I will say to you is to first, if it's totally new to you, to first get some education in business analysis. Try and get education that helps you to understand the concept of business analysis, the skill set, the tools that are used in business analysis, the functions. That's the first. Because I mean, it's something new to you. You have to learn it. And this may mean like, you get like certification, you get like some other, that kind of stuff. The second, step I would say is to be involved in some form of business analysis, either at an association level or at an organizational level. How do I mean? I was talking about IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis, the other time. They have like, global organization and local chapters. And those local chapters have like practitioners. Join one of them, if you can participate in one of their events, get to meet business analysts, get to ask them questions, ask if they're recruiting in their organization, that's not the first thing that you want to do, but just get involved in, in business analysis community. If you're working right now, try and see if there is an opportunity for the role in your organization. If there is none, which I would doubt, even within your current function, try and see how you can start practicing, some of those concepts that you've learned in business analysis. Oh, I think I just spoke about the 4th one. What are your thoughts about getting a CBAP certification? So you need to understand that a certification is good. It's not the only thing that you need. What I find is a lot of people get carried away with certification and they think that's the only thing. It's going to teach you or show you leading practices. That's good. But at times, most time is not enough. Should you or should you not? I would say get it. Most especially the fact that you're trying to get into the space. Get it. Does it provide any leverage? Yes. Yes, it does. Hopefully, and this person actually sounds like a business analyst with the way that, you brought up this question. All right, I'm not trying to merge. I just want to close this. Hopefully, we can close this. And then let's just look at this one. How can I choose a best fit career in the field of IT? Oh my God. So IT is wide. Like tech is wide. It's like an ocean. You cannot swim in the ocean. You just need to look for, it's like you go to a pool, right? It's so big. You just need to look at a place that you are comfortable in. And then you just, stay there and then maybe you can move around. So there's so many career options within the tech field, right? There's the core tech, and there's the enabling tech. The enabling tech are like the ones that I mentioned, like business analysis. They're like project management. They're like, agile and Scrum, maybe a little bit of change management, maybe a little bit of data, you know what I mean? And then there's the core tech one, like, programming, hardware, software development, infrastructure, and all of those. Some of them are technical, some are not. So if you want to go the technical route, by all means, look for those. If you think that you want to play around the management side of tech, business analysis and all of this, and the first thing is you want to try and understand what each of those roles entail. Who is a Scrum Master? What are the skills that a Scrum Master, and what is the personality of an effective Scrum Master? Am I that person? I have some people who don't like to talk. Like, they don't like to face the audience or face people and talk, you know, but they like to just, you know, write. They like to, like, they're very good with writing. They're very good with, you know, documentation and all of those things. As a Scrum Master, that's not so much of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing a lot more, you know, communication, a lot more facilitation, a lot more coaching, a lot more mentoring. Right? If you like numbers and see patterns in numbers and look at trends, maybe you're thinking, no, maybe data analytics, you know, maybe business intelligence is, but nobody can tell you which one you should choose. You need to first do like an assessment of your personality and look at which of those roles you can easily align with, and then do like a skill gap assessment to be able to identify the additional set of skills that you need to develop. Hopefully I have this done, hopefully. Let's very quickly look at this one. I have years of experience as a BA and PM in a Nigerian bank with PMP, PSM, and a change management certificate. I'm a new immigrant in Canada. I've been finding it challenging getting a fitting job. What might I be doing wrong? It's possible that you're not doing anything wrong. It's probably possible that they're looking for something that you don't really have. And I hate to say this, right? They're probably looking for someone who has all of this experience and all of this education that you have, but has also experience working with a Canadian company. And when they don't see that, they may not be so interested in inviting you. That may be the case, right? It may also be that the way that you're selling your experience and your knowledge is not, you know, it's not there, like in terms of your resume. You get what I mean? So you may not be doing anything wrong, right? It is what you have that you have. If it's not what they're looking for, you know what I mean? But I think that is even changing right now. Before now, it used to be like, it'd be very difficult if you don't have like a Canadian education or a Canadian something in your resume. But I think now, like, you know, we see people land like, you know, 3 weeks and then they get a job, excellent. Maybe you want to do a lot more networking, a lot more like referral, and a lot more quantification of your experience. You may not be doing anything wrong, quite honestly. You know, like, oh, why me, God? All right, organization for this portal, is it Volunteer Toronto? I honestly don't know. Is it Volunteer Toronto? Volunteer Toronto? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so they have like, you know, some companies that are looking for, you know, particular roles. You can check this. You can check, you know, this Volunteer Toronto. At least I know this one. Hopefully this answers your question. So we have just two more. For a person who likes writing and documentation, what aspect of project management fits their skills? So writing, documentation, communication is a big part of project management. You also find, business analysts doing a lot of documentation, doing a lot of facilitation as well. You get what I mean? And I honestly believe that there's no skill or no capability that can be developed. And then the last one, I'm from the banking field and just about starting my training in Scrum, but a friend from the IT field says I should do data analysis. Scrum is easy for me now because I may not have done research on data analysis. What are your thoughts on the two careers? I don't know why the friend is asking you to do data analytics. Maybe they know you, enough to think that you function well in data analytics than Scrum. But like I said, there are few things that you need to have to be able to excel in data. Like if you don't like numbers and punching numbers and looking at numbers and they make you sleep. Data is numbers, right? That may not really be what you should do. If you're more of a people person, process person, you like coaching, you like facilitating and all of those things, maybe Scrum is a better one for you. But again, you will have to look at what data analytics is about, what Scrum is about, your personality, and see which one you swing to more. And with this, I hope that I have answered all of the questions that you have. I know we wanted to do this and end by 8 o'clock. I took additional 9 minutes. I do apologize, but I hope that it's been worth your time and worth your while. Thank you.
Thank you, Bola. Thank you. It's been a great section. And I must say, right, and I'm sure that others are also saying that. Yes, so if this thing has been awesome for you, please can you just type in the comments? Someone says Kochi, right? So, and I'm sure that all our questions, our expectations, were met, and all those gray areas that we brought into the sections already, we are seeing clarity already, right? Yes. So I'm also in the IT space, right? Business analysis, business development, and I'm seeing some how to position myself, some more things I need to do more, right? So yeah, I was busy taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes. Yes, as Bola was speaking. Thank you so much. This has been a mind-blowing section, although was to me it was quite short. So we wish that we can go more and more. Hopefully, the next time, maybe next semester or this semester, we'll be able to bring Bola again up to have another session with us in this line. So thank you again, House. I'd like to thank Bola. Thank you. We're so grateful for having you. Thank you. Okwemipo, are you there?
Thank you, Bola.
Also, yeah, sorry, Okwemipo. Also, I know I saw Prof. Just also, I didn't greet him. I just want to say thank you. I know a lot was said about Prof. Also, Prof, you are also welcome. Thank you also for being here. Please, over to you, Okwemipo. Sorry for that.
No, I'll let you because I have my little in the background. So just to say thank you to everyone for coming, and thank you, Bola. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing selflessly. Thank you everyone for coming, because if Bola came and you did not come, we would not have this session. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone. Feyi, UC, Victoria, Adeni, Amaju, Victor, Ibitoyin, Odumbako, Professor Jex, Anna, Yomipo Sidebo, Elizabeth in Ebenezer, Ola, Petrina, Yemisi, Ugochi, Afolabi, Chika, Sally, Yudi, Donald, and Ifelu. I would like to say thank you for coming, because you did make the session worthwhile and you made Bola's time very much more valued. So we'd like to say thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
And then Odria, please, you get choose someone to round up for us in prayers.
All right, then. So Ifeolua, are you there, please? If you may, help to round to say closing prayer. Okay, EB, are you there? So you
Yes, I am.
please, can you will like you to close the section with a prayer for us, if you may, please.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
And so, Father, we thank you for another beautiful time of knowledge impartation. We thank you for the organizers of this program. We thank you that they have gone all out so that we can get information and add value to our lives. We thank you for Bola that was able to provide some insight for us tonight. We ask that you continue to increase these ones in knowledge, continue to increase them in wisdom and understanding. And for everybody who is trying to find their journey or find their path in the land, we ask for favor for them, that you grant them divine favor, and that once we meet again, that we would have the fullest cause to give you all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Evie, for that. Thank you. Again, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for your participation. It made all things so great, right? The section. Thank you, Bola, again. We just want to say